Costing a whopping $321 million to produce, Infinity War's budget didn't just go on reuniting some of Hollywood's biggest names. A great whack of it went on state-of-the-art VFX. Characters like Proxima Midnight and Corvus Glaive were actually completely CGI, despite being played by Carrie, Coon and Michael Shaw. All of their acting scenes were done in a mocap suit, which was later used to rig their digital counterparts. Sam Jackson plays Nick Fury in the Avengers films. However, spoilers, in the credits after Thanos snaps his fingers, Nick Fury is headed downtown with his closest agent, Maria Hill, when suddenly half of the world's population starts to disappear. CGI helicopters crash into buildings, and all kinds of chaos ensues. This is when Fury looks at Hill, and she starts to disintegrate. Using a clever mix of rotomotion, matchmoving and 3D models, VFX artists then added a soft wind to disrupt and carry away the outside shell of the 3D model, with a combination of RBD and FEM simulations, pulling off this very convincing shot. A similar technique was planned for Nick Fury after he grabs Captain Marvel's pager, but in the end the studio decided to discard Sam Jackson's original plate and switch over to a full CGI environment and a 3D model of Fury from the production of the Winter Soldier used to bind together flakes and sand until affected by the soft wind. This way they avoided more complicated matchmoving and rotoscoping headaches. In this Wakanda sequence we see Okoye and King T'Challa strolling along a field, which is actually a grassy hill in Atlanta. Thousands of trees and shrubbery was added using Speed Tree and Houdini. Also, many assets were pulled in from the Black Panther production and parts of the Golden City, which were done by ILM. In his quest to steal one of the Infinity Stones, the character Ebony Maw is torturing Doctor Strange aboard the Q-ship. Ebony Maw was one of CineSite's most difficult challenges due to him being a 100% CGI model with some extreme close-up shots. The plate featuring Benedict Cumberbatch was filmed on a half-constructed set in Atlanta, and the ship's interior was then rebuilt using a modular 3D construction, creating an alternative digital version for later destruction sequences. Suits like Stark's and Parker's were CG, and then tracked and mapped onto the actors' bodies, although full CGI models were used when the characters' masks were on. CineSite was also tasked with tracking and sticking on the antennae to Mantis' forehead. It was FRAMESTORE's first time working with Spider-Man, and they looked through past movies for inspiration. His suit has a metallic sheen and allows Spidey to breathe in space, as well as adding an additional layer of armour, not to mention additional 4 legs. FRAMESTORE's Capture Lab spent a month in Manhattan and New Jersey shooting photo reference, LiDAR and gigapixel panorams to capture the environments that had been recreated in CG. FRAMESTORE also worked closely with Marvel for 2 years designing Iron Man's new Mark 50 bleeding edge suit. As opposed to the earlier movies, his new suit is made up of thousands of nanobots which rush into place on command, comprised of many different simulations and layers within Houdini. The pressure was on Digital Domain to make Thanos seem like a living and breathing supervillain. Some would say the success of the whole movie hinged on his performance being believable. thanks to their hard work alongside Weta Digital, Thanos is one of the most convincing CGI villains in cinema history. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up and let us know in the comment section which movie you'd like to see us break down next.